All right, guys, let's continue talking about ratios. So in lab and in class yesterday, we have been discussing unit rates and ratios and skip counting and all of those things. And so we're going to use all that knowledge we already have, and we're just going to apply it to solve some ratio problems. So some reminders of things we've already learned, okay, about ratios. The first one is that order matters, okay? So if it says blue to green, you better put blue first. If it says cats to dogs, you better put cats first, okay? Order matters. And remember that if we need to compare our ratios or unit rates or whatever we're comparing, remember if we need to do that, we can use butterfly or skip count to compare, okay? So we're gonna use butterfly to compare to see if one is greater or smaller or equal to. Remember, we can use butterfly. Excuse me. All right, so our first example says there are 63 dogs at a dog show. Okay, it says the ratio, so ratio is a really important word there, the ratio of the number of large dogs, to the number of small dogs is 4-3. So we have large dogs to small dogs. So remember, large is going to be the 4 because it came first, and small is going to be the 3 because it came second. So what does the number 63 represent? Well, the number 63 is going to be the total dogs at the dog show, okay? So let's make a quick skip count of our 4s and 3s ratio. So again, I'm going to always label. So what was first? Well, that was B. Oops, I'm going to use the purple for large. Large dogs. Okay, and then remember we are comparing that to small dogs. Okay, and remember we do have a total, so I'm going to say the total is in the front. I don't know what happened to answer D here, but it's gone, so I'm going to cover it up. Okay. So how many large dogs were there? There were 4. How many small dogs were there? There were 3. And so to find our total, what do? Well, we add. Remember, to find total, we are going to add our ratios. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. Okay, so our total is 7 for this row. And then we're just going to skip count. So I'm going to skip count my 4s and my 3s and my 7s. And I'm trying to get to a total of 63. So I'm going to skip count my 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, excuse me, 49, 56, and then finally 63 all the way down here. So that's a long list. Maybe should have made it a little smaller. All right, so let's skip count our large dogs. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and then all the way down here we have 36. And then let's skip count our small dogs, 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. So remember, we're focusing on the bottom column down here because we needed our total to get to 63, okay? So we have 63 total, we have 36 large dogs, and 27 small dogs. So the question statement says, how many at the dog show are small dogs? So I look at my list and I say, well, small was 27, which I'm assuming was answer choice D. Okay, answer choice D is 27. So I don't know what happened when I made copies. Sorry about that, guys. So answer choice D was 27. So again, we skip counted our small dogs all the way down, our large dogs all the way down, and we skip counted our total to be 63 because, again, that's where we needed to be. It said our total was 63. How did we find the total of 7? We just added our 2 ratio numbers, 4 plus 3. So can you see a relationship in this skip counting list if I went from 7 directly to 63? What would that relationship be? Well, it'd be times 9. So the relationship here should be the same. What is 3 to 27? That would be times 9. So once you start finding the relationship between the numbers, it's going to make it a whole lot easier. You don't have to make these big skip counting lists. Okay? All right, let's find example number 2. Let's look at it. It says, at a store, the ratio of the number of limes to the number of lemons sold is 2 to 3. So again, our keyword here is ratio. And we are going to, let me highlight that, ratio. And remember, order matters. So I have the number of lemons first. Okay, I know you can't see it. I accidentally covered it up. That's my bad. Number of lemons. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lemons is second. Limes is first. So let me make lemons orange here. Okay, so we have limes to lemons, and limes was first, so it's going to represent the 2, and lemons was second, so it's going to represent the 3 because order matters. And so you can see in our table that they did that. They put limes first and lemons second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make mine over here. So I have limes, and then we have lemons. Okay. And our ratio again was 2 limes to every 3 lemons. It doesn't give me any information about total in my problem. It doesn't say anything about total. So I don't need a total column like I did up here. Again, remember the reason that I needed a total column in this problem is because they told me the total dogs was 63. Okay, so I'm gonna skip count my list, and I want it to end up where, remember, 3 is the lemons, 2 is the limes. So I want to skip count my list until I get to 24, okay? Skip count until I get to 24. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. And then I'm going to do the same thing for lemons so I can find my missing piece here. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, okay? And you just want to make sure that you have the exact same amount in each list. And I'm just going to look for the relationship. So if this side is 24, then what is the other side? Well, that's going to be 36. So I would grab that 36 there. And again, I want to make sure the relationship is the same. So I just double check. How did I get from 2 to 24? Well, that was times 12. So kind of same relationship over here, just double checking. If I multiply by 12, 3 times 12 is 36. So it looks like a great continuous relationship there. So we could continue our skip counting list all the way down until we get to 108. This middle section is already filled in, so I don't have to fill anything in there. So, but you can see like 42 and 63 are, again, still already filled in. So again, we don't need to fill anything there, but we do need to fill in our space here. Okay. And so we got to figure out if the lemons was 108, what would the limes be? And so again, remember the limes was 2 and the lemons was 3. So we can try to look for a relationship again, or we can just continue to skip count. Continue to skip count. It's totally up to you guys what you want to do. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and write my skip counting list just to show it to you. So I'm down here at 24. I'm going to go ahead and start my list over here. Limes to lemons. And I was at 24 and 36. So what comes after 24? I'm counting by twos. That'd be 20. Oops, I'm in the wrong color. 26 would be next. And then what would be after 36? If I'm counting by threes, that'd be 39. Okay, 39. So again, I could just continue to count by twos and threes all day long. Remember, your lemons are a 3, your limes are a 2. It's totally up to you. So I am going to do that over here on the right. So we have 26 and we're trying to get to 108. So I'm going to go ahead and skip count my lemons first to get to 108. So I have 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60. We already at 63. That kind of confirms it right here. 63, 66, 69, 72. And again, all I'm doing is just counting up 3. 72, 75, 78, and so on, right? And again, we're trying to get to 108. So that's a very long skip counting list, which you can totally do. But I'm going to show you how to just find the relationship. So again, I'm going to skip count my limes just so you can see that we're just continuing to make those equivalent ratios. So I have 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52. I mean, like I said, we could just keep going and going and going until we get to the number we want. One of the things you should notice is that everything in my limes list is an even number. Everything in my limes list is an even number because we're counting by 2s. So if I'm counting by 2s, I know that whatever my answer is for here is going to be a multiple of 2. So I can get rid of some Joe Schmoes. So I know like 45 is not even, so it's a Joe. And I know 87 is not even, and it's a Joe. And I know that 16 is too small because we can see we're clearly moving up. 24, 42, we're moving up in our list. So again, all of those are Joes. So that's easy elimination, okay? Double checking ourselves. And so how could we do this? Well, what we can do is we can just find the relationship instead of making this big list. So how did I get from 3 to 108? What could I multiply 3 by to get 108? Well, I could multiply 3 by 36. And if you didn't know, you could just do 108 divided by 3, and that gets you your 36. And so if I'm multiplying by 36 over here, I can just multiply by 36 over here, and that will get me 72. Okay, so again, if you like skip counting, if that's your jam and you just want to keep counting by 2s and keep counting by 3s and you just make your list all the way to 108, that's totally fine. But for those of you that can see the relationship or can divide here and just find the 36, well, once we have that relationship, we can just apply it to the other side. All right, and that is ratios. Go practice, guys.